Hi everyone. Lots of questions about assessment 3 and 4, which is quite timely. So I thought I'd do this little presentation to help explain a bit about the assignment. Firstly, as you know, the assignment is a slowmation. Slowmation is not a program, it is more a technique or a slow animation. And it's a multimodal process. So I would be expecting that there be vision, sound, movement, colour, indeed a little bit of your own personality in the presentation. It's only short, think about 4 minutes as a maximum. Wouldn't be getting too involved with the length. As for your subject area, it can really be, as the subject outline says, something quite broad. You might want to do space, for example, but rather than just leave it at space, particularly you might focus on space travel or how spacecraft moved. You might want to look at stars and in particular narrow it down to how stars are formed. You might want to look at something biological, the parts of a plant, reproduction in plants. I'll really leave it up to you to decide. It's just something you have to be interested in and be able to get other people interested in. Ripening fruit. There was some great work done with the misconceptions assignment. You might want to look at physics. You might want to look at the particles, neutrons, electrons. Think of something quite physical that you can get your teeth into and you will have to research. And I suggest textbooks are a very good place to start, particularly if you want to do something like magnetism. You'll struggle to find a peer-reviewed journal on magnetism that'll make sense, but there are plenty of textbooks. We've all done the candle burning, so maybe looking at the candle and how it burned. The chemical releases that happened during that process. How do plants stay up straight? Why do they grow straight? Why are plants green? What is the photosynthesis? You may also want to look at things like how do aircraft fly? But rather than generally aircraft fly, look specifically at the aerodynamics of wind shape. You might want to look at energy production, and most particularly about how energy is produced through coal-fired power stations. You might want to look at a particular part of the human body and how it works. How does vision work, for example? You might want to go right back to the very beginning and have a look at conception and what is life? What are the formations of life? What are the reproductive cycles that we follow? It's quite open to a range of things that you can investigate, but you must be the master of what you do investigate. There's a lot of things you can look at. I'm really open to what you do, and I think the subject outline is quite specific about this. Have something broad and then narrow it down to a particular thing. The best example is flight. How do aircraft work? Well, if we're looking at flight, you can break that down and look at, quite specifically, aerodynamics of a wing. Ultimately, you are being judged on your ability to be a master of a particular concept area and demonstrate your knowledge and ability to convince other people you know what you're talking about.